name's Abby Blaze, and as some of you will know, I'm a matchmaker and dating coach. And today I'm going to talk to you about how I work with my clients so that you can decide whether or not coaching is for you. Now, my background is as a matchmaker, headhunter, and dating coach, and I initially started to work with a company called Little Black Book. Little Black Book work with London-based professionals, helping those people who usually are quite time poor to get into long-term monogamous relationships. After a couple of years of working with them predominantly as a headhunter and matchmaker, I became very curious about how we could do a little bit more with our clients. How could we safeguard people from repeating the patterns that they've been repeating for years and years and years? How can we help to educate people to get into healthy relationships that actually last? Now, that is what I am very passionate about, because in my past I have had some shocking dating experiences. So I have got myself out of those situations, but I know that sometimes we need a little bit of a helping hand. And I also know that sometimes it's really, really difficult to know what information is even true. So I decided to invest in some training with the Matchmaking Institute. I worked with a lady called Dr. Terry Orbuck. Now, Dr. Terry Orbuck has been studying relationships and marriages for 34 years, and she has passed on that fabulous knowledge to matchmakers and coaches in the world, and I have been one of the lucky people who's managed to work with her and actually understands now what it is that gets people into long-term relationships, and I'm able to differentiate between the myths and the realities. After this, I spent 18 months working with the UK's largest dating coaching company as their online dating specialist. So I'm quite well positioned for anybody who wants a little bit of help with their online dating profiles. But in honesty, I want to do a little bit more than that. So continuing on in my journey of discovering how can I best help people who are succeeding in every area of their life apart from their dating lives. How can I help these people get into relationships that actually last? How can I help these people to not make the shocking mistakes that I made, or at least learn to embrace their mistakes, learn from their mistakes, and become more resilient when they're dating, and maybe even actually enjoy the process? So I decided to do some more training with Optimus Coach Academy. Now, Optimus Coach Academy actually don't train dating coaches. They train coaches in general, and they are training coaches to become ICF certified. So this means that the International Coaching Federation has vetted and approved their course. It's a very, very robust training, and there is so much coaching that the coaches do. There's so much mentoring that you have as well, that you are growing and developing as an individual, and you actually get to see how coaching can change your life. So how do I work with my clients, you're probably wondering, because all I've talked about so far is my background and my training. I provide research-based strategies to help people get into relationships, but I also provide pure coaching that runs alongside of this. Now, how much of a combination of advice versus coaching I do depends entirely on the client. So the only way to ascertain what will work for you is to jump onto a discovery call with me. Together, we can work out what it is you exactly want from dating coaching and what I'm actually able to provide you with. Because I'm more than happy to give a certain degree of advice, but I really want my clients to be people who are taking action and who really want to and are able to start to look a little bit deeper. So I partner with my clients to help them to reach whatever their dating goal is. So what kind of person usually comes to me? So usually the people that come to me are people who are succeeding in other areas of their lives, but for whatever reason, their dating life is just a little bit non-existent, or it's not even that it's non-existent. Maybe they can get dates, but they're not getting dates with the right type of person, or they're getting to a certain point in a relationship and they're not sure whether or not to commit to this person, so they're struggling to perhaps understand what it is that they even want. Those are the sorts of people that I typically work with. Sometimes I'm working with people who are perhaps not ready to to take action in terms of physically go out and date, but they want to move away from a past relationship that is bothering them in the today. I don't work with people in the past, like I don't sit in the past with people and go into their childhood and things like that. That is therapy. What I do though is I work with people to see how is the past influencing what's happening now. And I only bring that up, in fact I don't bring that up, you bring that up if you want to. So I don't force agendas, I don't judge my clients, I am completely honest, I think. Like, you know, like sometimes you're like, am I honest enough? I feel that I am there to give honest advice, but more than anything, I'm there to explore with you what is holding you back. It's not for me to say, you're doing this wrong, and to point fingers of blame or anything like that. So together, we will create a package that works for you. We will work together usually for a period of 8 weeks, maybe a little bit longer. And what we're going to do is we might cover a few sessions where it's advice-based, so it might be online dating and profile writing. It could be that we talk about your attachment style. It could be that we talk about like first date etiquette, you know, like really obvious surface-based stuff. But around that, we will be looking at what is going on for you right now, what is holding you back right now, and how can we come up with some options and ways of moving forward.